Hey guys, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another episode of Bobby Legs Loves Watches. Today, I am reviewing the Sinn 856 UTC. If you're not aware about Sinn, you should be. Sinn is a German-made watch known for building exceptional instrument and tool watches, and they've been known to put some really great technology in them. A great example of this is the 856 UTC. This is the second time around that I've owned this watch, and I've developed a special connection with it. And I look forward to sharing that with you, as well as some of the great specs that this watch has. But before we continue with the review, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get updates every time I upload a new video. I love making these videos, and I hope you like them too. So let's get on with the review. So I'd like to take a moment and touch briefly on why I have a special connection to this watch and why is this the second time that I've owned it. So I bought this watch, not this particular one, but I bought the Sinn 856 UTC back in April. I think it was around April of 2019. Maybe it was earlier. Maybe it was like February or March. And when I opened up the package and saw this, laid eyes on it for the first time, I was taken aback and I was like, wow, I was blown away. So much so that, for the couple of weeks that I've owned it, like especially that first week, like I didn't even go on YouTube. I didn't even look at other watches. I wasn't even interested. I just wanted to stare at this watch all day. But I noticed that the 24-hour, the UTC hand was gaining significant amount of time every day, like 4 or 5 hours, and I knew that there was something wrong. So I reached out to the authorized dealer, which was Watch Buys, and they suggested that I should send it in so they can check it out and see if they can replicate those conditions, and they actually did. So the same thing happened to them. Now at that time, the watch had sold out. So what happened was that they ended up refunding me the money that I purchased. I have to say my experience with Watch Buys was great. They were very attentive. They acted quickly, and they refunded my money back very quickly. I would also like to add that I didn't have anything against Zinn. The experience didn't really leave a bad taste in my mouth at all. I just figured that one slip through the QR process, right? I still loved the watch, and I knew I was going to add it. Um, but like I said, Watch Buys had sold out. So I moved on and I bought a couple other watches, but always thinking about this watch. I love this watch, and I think it's the perfect travel watch. Um, it is not it's not an imposing watch. It's not a Rolex GMT or anything like that with a big ceramic or aluminum bezel, 24-hour, 12-hour bezel on it. It's very under the radar, so to speak, which I think is perfect for a travel watch. Like if I'm traveling, I don't want to attract any attention, and I don't think this watch does that. But yet it functions as like a travel watch should, and has all this great technology and keeps this second time. Um, so the connection was strong, and I was fortunate to be able to add it recently. I bought it pre-owned, but I have all the paperwork and the card, the ownership card, and whatnot. So, and I think I got it for a pretty good price. This usually retails new around $2,250. So let's jump into the specs, and I'll talk about some of the other things that I like about it. And an area where I think Sinn can really improve and really knock it out of the park. I mean, they already knocked it out of the park, but I'm just really knock it out. So we have a 40 millimeter case diameter, 11 millimeter case thickness, 47 millimeter lug to lug. Now I measured 51 going from this center end link here where it connects to the first H link, 51 millimeters approximate. 20 millimeter lug with. We have an ETA, it's powered by the ETA 2893-2, which is a 21 joule, 28,800 beats per hour movement. Black matte dial, and as you can see, like I mentioned, the UTC and the arrow has that highlighter green yellowish color to it. It really pops. The made in Germany at the 6 o'clock position. Signed, crowned. One last thing about the dial, you have a very subtle date at the 4 o'clock, which is, it's not imposing, but I could still read it. Now this, what I love about this watch, sapphire crystal here as well. What I love about the watch is its legibility. That's one of the things that really attracted me to this watch. I didn't know I liked pilot watches or whatnot, or this kind of dial configuration, until I saw it, and I saw it in person. I'm appreciating more and more very easily legible watches. Don't get me wrong, I love complications, but this is very clear to me. I can always tell the time. Luminescence applied to the hour hands and minute hands and the indices as well. Now, I had mentioned technology, and the case is a tegmented case and bracelet. Now, what does that mean? That means that Sinn has a special method that hardens the case. Now, it's not coated with something. The actually surface of the case and the bracelet, and the case is stainless steel, and so is the bracelet, bead blasted, is hardened by the special method that they use. It's not coated to make it harden, so the surface is hardened, and what that means is that it's really resistant to scratches. Now, look, at the end of the day, you know, with years and years of wear, you're going to get some scratches, but it's going to be that much harder. Other great technologies, the anti-magnetic technology, which makes sense because it's a pilot watch. You know, pilots, you know, have exposure to radar, to other instruments. I would imagine this is also very well protected if you're traveling and you're going through an X-ray machine in the airport for security, because that could do some damage to most watches. And you have dehumidifying technology. There's actually a little capsule here that helps absorb any kind of moisture that in the dial, and protecting the oils of the gears and whatnot. Now, I did mention there was an area where Sinn could improve, and that is the clasp. So the clasp is nothing special. As you can see, now this clasp reminds me, and look, actually there's micro brands that are, you know, more than half the cost, a quarter of the cost, that have very similar clasps that are actually better well done, I have to say. And the way I have removed links and measured this up for myself, I have I'm using, it has 3 micro adjusts, and I'm in the furthest one in, because I want to, on hot summer days, be able to expand it. But right now, you know, there's a lot of this going on, you know, and I don't know. I think Sinn is better than that, and I think eventually they'll make this improvement. I know I've heard this complaint from other Sinn owners about the clasp, and I've heard some people who were interested in Sinn watches that this is a deal breaker for them. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. It's not a deal breaker for me. I just think it's an area of improvement that Sinn can make, improve the clasp. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I'm just going to put this watch on, show it to you on wrist. It's very light. It fits very well. My 6 3/4 inch wrists. This watch sits perfectly, very snug, and it's just a great watch. I'm so happy I have this back in my collection, guys. I strongly encourage you to you know, seriously consider the Sinn 856 UTC if you're looking for a travel watch. Now there's the 857 that has a almost like a well, it's like a diver's bezel on it. It's almost the same watch, but with that bezel. Um, but consider any Sinn in your future watch purchases, because German made, and typical of anything German made, over engineered, and that can't be a bad thing. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this watch in the comments below. If you are a Sinn owner, tell me what you love about them. And if you are apprehensive about buying Sinn, let me know why. I would like to know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.